Good afternoon again. My presentation is more focused on, let's say, some different practices. You heard a lot of discussion on the performance management and talent management. I would like to share something different, and I would like to share a lot of pictures with you, photographs with you, so that you can actually see it on the ground what's happening in JCB. First of all, I would like to introduce JCB. Some of you may not be aware of the organization. This is what we do. This is the yellow machine we make. And whenever you see construction happening, you might see these machines parked and working hard. And our tagline is JCB products, a product of hard work. And they do real hard work in making the infrastructure strong. Just a little bit of a history. On the left side, you see the founder of JCB. His name was Joseph Cyril Bamford. And whenever he used to sign, his initials were JCB, so that became the brand, which is quite popular in the world now. This is our presence globally. We are India's largest construction equipment company. Globally, we are at number 3. And you see the countries where we are present. We have 18 plants. We have about, as we speak now, we have 700 plus dealers, 1,500 outlets, and we sell our machines in 150 countries globally. We are by far the India's largest construction equipment manufacturer. There's an award which is given by semi-government organizations. So we have been every year getting this kind of an accolade. We are located out of Ballabgarh, which is Faridabad, and also state of Maharashtra, Pune. These are 2 manufacturing sites. And we do have world-class manufacturing site. I'll just share some pictures with you. As a matter of pride, in India, 2 out of every 3 construction equipments which are sold is a JCB. So we have more than 50% market share in the overall construction equipment market. And if you look at the most popular machine, the backhoe loader, we have 75% market share. So every 3 out of 4 machines sold, 3 are JCBs. We are a lean organization in India. 2,400 plus employees are there on the Indian subcontinent. We also run a lot of self-employment generation schemes for the unemployed youth of the country, because just to give you an idea, the machines we make, they don't need drivers. They need operators. So you don't get people who are trained in this, let's say running this or operating this machine and servicing this machine. So we also run operator training centers across the country, where we churn out about 4,000 operators a year. It's a 1-month certified course, and all you need is a matriculation and a heavy driving license. And most of them, I would say about 90% plus of these people who get the certification get a job. Some of them are getting jobs outside India and earning very well. So that's something to help the unemployed youth of the country. We also manage a lot of skill enhancement programs through our corporate social responsibility, which I'll share later. This is how we have grown in India. You can say from 79 to 2004, pretty much stagnant, because the Indian infrastructure growth was also at that level only. And then we became an independent entity. We were a joint venture organization before this, and that really led to a lot of infusion of funds into the business, and that has led to a lot of growth in the country. You can see the footprint has really become large. Just a snapshot of our headquarters at Faridabad, Ballabgarh. This is world's biggest and the best backhoe manufacturing plant. When I say biggest, it's the capacity. Nobody in the world has such a large capacity of making such a machine. This is a very beautiful site at just outside Pune at Talegaon, which houses 4 of our facilities. A fabrication unit, which is a very large fabrication unit. A heavy line business unit, which makes those tracked excavators. You've seen those tank tracks on which the machines are moving. Then a parts and technical training center, and the India Design Center, which caters to, of course, the Indian business of JCB and the global business of JCB. Just a snapshot of the machines we make. We almost pretty much cover the entire spectrum of construction equipments in India. We do not make cars, but this was a special purpose vehicle which was made to showcase the technology. It's interesting, so that's why I'm sharing it with you. We, as an organization, hold the world's fastest diesel land speed record. It's recorded in the Guinness Book. It's a 563 kilometers per hour run which this car did. And this is just to showcase the technology of our own engineers and engine, which we are using in our machines. The same engines are used in this car. So that's the record we still hold. This car was in India last year and early part of this year, and it got huge amount of coverage in Mumbai and the Auto Expo. I don't know whether some of you visited that. And this gentleman, for the ladies who would like to know, is John Abraham. And he was very keen to sit inside the car and get his picture clicked. We are also the first construction company to cross 1 lakh machine mark in India, which we did recently in the month of August. It was a big celebration time for us. Coming back to our founder, I would just like to read this because I think it's very, very important, and this is the DNA. This is the reason for the success of our organization. I'd like to read it. This is our founder saying, "I was once asked what it took to succeed. The same thing it took to get started. A sense of urgency about getting things done. The people who make things move in this world share this same sense of urgency. No matter how intelligent or able you may be, if you don't have the sense of urgency, now is the time to start developing it. The world is full of very competent people who honestly intend to do things tomorrow, or as soon as they can get around to it. Their accomplishments, however, seldom match those of the less talented who are blessed with a sense of the importance of getting started now." Now, this is all about execution. This is all about our DNA. This is all about JCB. And that's one big reason for the success of our organization. You might be surprised to know that this is a family-run business. This is one of the very few family-run businesses which can hold on its own at the global level, being number 3, in India number 1, and one of the very few businesses in Europe being a family business which is doing very well. Just a mention on the times of today, we all have seen a little bit of a downturn in the last 18-20 months. We all talked about it. Very volatile, unsure, unpredictable, erratic phases. Now, we all make processes, we make bands, we make plans, but this is what we need to worry about now. The downturn which hit us, was it a V or is it going to be a W? It's not a famous car brand we're talking about here. It is either a V or a W. So there are very strong views being discussed now that it's going to be a W. So we have just covered one V out of the W. So we should get ready for the W now. How do you do that? Because I think everybody went through a very volatile period, highly changeable, I would say, period. I would like you to pay attention to this one. If you look at the extreme left side, I've written our father's times. The change used to happen. Change is constant. It always happens. But it happened maybe 1 cycle, 2 cycles, 3 cycles in a lifetime. Look at our times, and you can look at the future. The change and these W's or V's, whatever, they're going to be very, very frequent in their appearance. So we need to get ourselves equipped. We need to equip our organization. We need to equip our people to handle these very, very effectively. On the business strategy, we have seen 2007, I think, was one of the best years for every organization. Business was great. So that, if you look at as an optimistic number, 2008/9 was the pessimistic because of the downturn. All businesses were operating between these two bands. Ups and downs are there in between. Better businesses managed well. They didn't go up and down. They continued to grow, but between these bands. Now, from a human resource angle, this becomes your team performance band. This is where the business connect comes in. This is where you have to equip the people to operate in these two bands, the optimistic band and the pessimistic band. And this is where we got our learnings. And we brought in a lot of building blocks through our HR processes in JCB. The two bands we have is to excel and outpace. Of course, the bottom band is manage and firefight. These are various models. I'll not walk you through this. Instead, in case you're wondering what is SOU, it is sense of urgency, I just mentioned. So it's one of the key building blocks in the JCB. As an organization, we did our own study inside. Where are we and what are we going to do about it? Firefighting scenario, transformation scenario, world class and outpacing. Of course, every organization wants to be in the last, on the right side, outpacing, where you become a benchmark, people look at you. In 2009, this is where we thought we were, 2009. Then, of course, it's the people who are going to take us forward. This is our target for 2011. And we are well on our way to do that. But it's our people who are leading the way on this journey. So what are we doing to reach this milestone? Of course, aligning people aspirations and goals with the business goals and growth, very standard. A common sense of purpose. We have a habit of challenging everything. Sometimes we get auditors to just audit us and people start wondering, why are we doing it? What's the requirement? Are we ready? We may not be ready, but let's see where we are. So we get these people to visit us, we enroll for these programs and get challenged. So that's, I think, one of the good ways we have been learning. Focused HR and OD interventions I'll be talking about, and of course the cultural change interventions. People, of course, are our key differentiator. A quickly run through on the HR strategy, which is the temple of HR we have, solid foundation block of faith and trust, 4 pillars: competency building, commitment building, culture building, and systems building, leading to committed and engaged employees. This is what is the ethos of our human resource temple here. Again, this is borrowed from Hari, E is equal to MC square. This is, again, this defines the human resource ethos of JCB. You can see hard work, sense of urgency, ethical work practices, innovation. These are the values which we imbibe in our employees. Coming to the engagement part at work at JCB, just a funny cartoon I had seen. I always give 110% to my job, 40% on Monday, 30% on Tuesday, 20% on Wednesday, 15% on Thursday, and 5% on Friday. So that's the 110% of the engagement you have with employees. So various ways of looking at engagement. So every organization looks at engagement in a different manner. So this is one way of looking at 110% engaged employees. Now, engaging and involving employees in the business function. This is what we do very well in our organization. Providing challenge. Rahul mentioned about rotating people every 3 years. Now, we don't have a deadline of 3 years, but we do rotate 10% of our people every year, giving them different opportunities, different challenges. And our experience is that people have really come out extremely well. They really shine out when they work in a different area, different field. Developing and nurturing employees through various programs I'll be sharing. Complete transparency. And of course, keep communicating. There is no word as over communicating. We do communicate a lot. I would like to highlight this point, theme-based connect. Every year we come out with a theme. Every year is different. And our employees come out with a theme. It's not the management who gives them a theme. It is the employees who sit down. There's a cross-section of employees which sit down. They come out with a theme that let's have this as a theme for this year. And this is the driving force for the entire year. If you look at 2009, was again a low year, down year. So the theme which the employees came out was Together We Will. And this logo will be on every document, every presentation, everything what you do. This is the theme all across the organization. 2010. It's not a spelling mistake. It is deliberately mentioned that excel and accelerate. So 2 words have been combined. We need to excel in what we do, and we need to accelerate. And 2010 really is proving to be an accelerating year. And I'm happy to share with you that 2010 will be the best ever year in the history of JCB India. We are going to be breaking all possible revenue, sales, whatever records. So we are looking forward to ending this year on a very, very positive note. On the individual connect basis, it's very important how you onboard your employees. Every organization has an onboarding process. Some of them are very well conducted. Ours lasts for 5 days because this time never comes again. When an employee joins you, we dedicate 5 days to that employee for onboarding, where he is given a complete business perspective by the head of departments. He's taken out of the organization, he's taken to dealers, he's taken to meet the customers, he walks inside the plant, he drives the machine, he gets familiar with the product, he also visits the village we have adopted, which I'll be talking later. So it's a complete capsule of 5 days which is given to him. After that only he is sent to his department for getting acquainted with his colleagues and his work. So this is a very wonderful 5-day period an employee has on the orientation plan. Another small note of saying we value you. Every year there's a service anniversary letter which is sent to the house. It's at the house address. It's not handed over to the employees, it is sent. So the wife receives it when the husband is on the job. So that's another way of sharing the success of the person with the family.